Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about grace and works. And for some reason, this is a topic that comes up a lot when I speak with members of other Christian denominations, especially with regards to things that they've heard about my faith. Um, and it's an interesting topic to think about. Are we saved by our grace or are we saved by our works? Because there are scriptures that kind of refer to both. In Ephesians, we read that we're saved by grace, not of our works. Ephesians 2. We also, James, we know James 2 very well. Faith without works is dead. So sometimes we're like stuck in the middle. Like, which is it? Like, how am I supposed to get to heaven? And for some reason, we compare these things and put these like two things at odds with each other. But I do not feel that's the case at all. I don't believe our works replaces grace. I think our works are a reflection of His grace. I think we see His grace, and that makes us want to change our lives. His love makes us want to live better. Um, and I think sometimes we get caught up like I'm earning my spot in heaven. And um, I think that aside from following Jesus, I don't think that we are really earning our place in heaven. We're not. I think of this like in football. If there's like 100 yards, I need to run the football for American football. If we need to run the football 100 yards, sometimes we get caught up, I feel like, and thinking like, if I can run the ball myself 30 yards, Jesus will take it the other 70 yards. And I don't feel like that's the case at all. But sometimes, I think we think that we're earning it, right? Like every time I do service, every time I say my prayers, every time I read my scriptures, I go visit someone in the hospital, I help an old lady across the street, whatever it is that you're doing, you go to church, you go to the temple, you take the sacrament, whatever it is, you feel like, okay, that I just ran the ball 5 inches. I got baptized. I ran the ball 5 yards. That's a big one, getting baptized. And we think that these things, if we can get to a certain yard line, bam, we've made it. But I don't think that's the case. I think that His grace is the full 100 yards. That's the full football field. His grace takes us from end zone to end zone. 100% of that is end zone to end zone. And that is His grace. That's His grace that's getting us to where we need to be. 100%. 0% is us. I think that, to me, baptism and living righteously, I think baptism is a sign that we are making the choice that we want to be saved. Yes, Jesus, I want to follow you. I want to be saved. I am taking your path. Then that's an option. You don't have to take His path, and a lot of people don't. And they take another path, and that's totally fine. I feel that baptism is just like, yeah, I want on the team. I'm not a very good player. I'm going to be down at the end of the bench, but I just want to be on the team. And Jesus is like, oh, we'd love you to be on the team, just as you are. Come on the team. You're saved. Let's go. Bring it in. And that being saved is 100% His grace. I think that, yeah, we do make a decision to follow Him. He's not forcing us to follow Him, but following Him is our choice. His grace is what saves us. I believe that our works then show that we are accepting that grace. We are living His grace. I love my kids 100%. Good days, bad days. I'm having a good day, bad day. They're having a good day, bad day. Whatever it is, whatever's going on, whatever they do, they yell at me or I yell at them or whatever. Wherever something might be falling apart there, I love them 100%. I don't love them when they do certain things. I don't love them because they've earned that love. They're my kids. 100%. They get love no matter what. However, so they already have that love, which I'm comparing to God's grace. Even though I love my kids, I still want them to grow. I still want them to be better. I still want them to make better choices. I still want them to follow the teachings of Jesus. They're saved by the grace of God. And they should continue to live. We should all continue to live like we want to follow Him. service, prayers, treating others amazingly, getting baptized, doing these things, doing things that'll help us live a better life. That's what we need to do. And I think we get to a point that I'm like, yeah, kids, I love you 100%. But there's some things that now I've learned that make life better. And if you follow the commandments and you follow Jesus, you stay healthy, you treat others well, you love others, doing these things makes your life far better. I love you 100%. Your life could be a lot better if you do these things. And I think God tells us these things too. I love you. By my grace, you are saved. But you know what? That doesn't mean you should be a jerk. That doesn't mean you should ignore the commandments. That doesn't mean you should treat people poorly. And sometimes we sit back and we're like, well, why am I doing all this work to be a good person? Why am I doing all this work? Why am I trying to earn this? Why am I being nice to others? Why am I saying my prayers? Why am I making tithing contributions? Why am I doing all this if I'm already saved? Well, it's because those are good things to do. You're becoming a better person. You're becoming a more loving, Christ-like person. That's where the works comes in. I heard a quote, I've got it here. Grace isn't opposed to effort. It's opposed to earning. Yes, you've received that grace. You might be saved. And those works are what should follow. Those works are what follows the grace because we need to become better. We need to become more like him. We're not baptized to earn his grace. We're baptized because we want to follow him. God doesn't ask us to change so he'll love us. He asks us to change because he already does. He sees Ryan is right here. If Ryan could make some better choices in his life, which I'm sure God thinks that often, he'd be living up here. If he could do these commandments a little bit better, if he could love a little bit better, if he could serve a little bit better, if he was a little bit better father, his life would be so much better. I love Ryan. I want him to be happier. I want him to be healthier. I want him to be more successful. I want him to have more peace in his life. And if he did these things, I'm trying to help him out. The commandments aren't something, they're not a punishment. They're trying to help us out. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, all of these things, the Sabbath day holy. These are things that benefit us. These are things that help us. Our works help us and they help others. And as our Father is looking down, he's like, if you do these things, it will help you a ton. You're not earning your salvation. You're not earning heaven with this stuff. You're just becoming better people. I'm so grateful for grace. I'm so grateful for the lessons that we receive in our lives from our life experiences and from reading the scriptures and learning about grace and our works. And I wish these weren't things that we compared, like it's either one or the other. Like it's I run 70 yards, Grace runs 30 yards or whatever it is. It's not the same. Grace is running 100 yards, and our love is helping us to become better people from that.